Hey everyone, welcome to Amy Ulmer Yoga. We're snowed in here in South Arkansas, so we didn't meet for class Monday. So I'm gonna do what I planned for Monday. So we'll start on your back. And have some blocks handy if you have them. But if you don't have them, it's okay. And then take your feet to the edges of the mat and let your knees drop in towards each other. Let your arms rest wherever it's most comfortable. And in each class, we've been talking about a niyama, which is an ethical principle of yoga. There's the yamas and the niyamas, and we're on the second to last niyama, which is self-study. So we'll do some forward folds today that take us inward, get to know ourselves, our habit patterns, our biases. So start to feel the belly expand as you inhale, contract as you exhale. Soften the muscles in the face and just let go of any thoughts no longer serving you, any concerns about the day. And then just gently start to bring your feet hips distance and your knees up towards the ceiling. And then with your next exhale, gently hug your right knee into your chest and circle the ankle a couple times in one direction. And then the other direction. I'm just keeping my socks on for now because it's so cold in this room. There's a window and it's like 4 degrees outside. Which is pretty rare here, very rare. Put your foot down, and then as you exhale, hug your left knee in and start to circle the ankle in one direction. And then go the other way. And then set that foot down. And as you exhale, you'll hug your right knee in. And with the breath, inhale, set the right foot down. Exhale, hug your left knee in. And inhale, set the left foot down. Exhale, hug your right knee in, give it a squeeze. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, switch. Inhale, set it down. This time, exhale, hug that knee in and round your knee towards your nose. And hang on just a second. I forgot to start the timer. Set the foot down, and then as you exhale, hug the left knee in, knee towards nose. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, right knee in, peel your shoulders up, knee towards the nose. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left knee in, peel your shoulders up. Inhale, down. Exhale, knee to nose, right side. Inhale, down. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, down. One more time each side. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, down. Exhale, switch. Inhale down. Now take a big stretch, stretching your arms overhead and stretching your legs long. And then as you exhale, bend the knees into the chest, peel shoulders off the mat. Inhale, stretch the arms and legs long. Legs are on the mat. Exhale, hug everything in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, stretch out. Now you have the option, exhale, squeeze in. You can inhale and hover the legs and exhale back in. Inhale, hover. Exhale in. Inhale, legs come down or hover. Exhale, squeeze in. One more. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, squeeze in. Good. Then set the soles of the feet down on the mat and let your knees go to the right as you look left. Come back to center. Knees go left as you look right. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees go right as you look left. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees go left as you look right. Good. Come back to center. We'll do one more core exercise. So you'll come to a tabletop on your back. You're reaching your fingers up towards the ceiling. Your shins are parallel to the mat, knees over your hips, and you're pressing your low back into the mat. As you inhale, you'll reach your right arm by your right ear and stretch your left leg out in front, hovering the leg, and then you'll exhale to come back to that start position in tabletop. Inhale, extend your right leg and your left arm. Exhale to come back to start. Inhale, right arm, left leg extends. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, extend, left arm, right leg. Exhale, back to center. Keep going. Try to do it slow. And then if you want to take it deeper, you can hover your shoulders. So reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keep your shoulders off the mat and just keep going. And as you extend, you lift your tailbone. Let's shoot for 2 more each side. Last round. Okay, and then hug the knees in. You can either rock and roll forward and back 2 to 3 times on the mat, avoiding your neck, or just roll off to one side to make your way to the all fours. And then just bring your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Start to walk your hands forward until your heart melts down towards the mat. And either your forehead will come down either to the mat or a block if it doesn't easily reach the floor, or you might even bring your chin down only if your shoulders are open. Take one more full cycle of breath. And then gently start to walk yourself back up, but keep your hands forward of your shoulders. I'm going to take my socks off now. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. You can pedal out the feet here. Bending one knee, straightening the other leg. Okay, and then be still. Look at your hands, spread your fingers. Firm your forearms in. Now you can let your head go. And then draw your ribs and navel in. Really reach your sitting bones up towards the ceiling, stretching hands and hips away from each other. And then start to walk hands and feet towards each other. Ragdoll slowly up through the spine. Grab your blocks for a moment if you have them, or you can use a chair. So you'll bring your feet about 6 inches apart, your heels in a little closer, toes in a little closer than your heels. Lift and spread your toes and place them back down. And then in forward folds, you want to initiate hinging at the hips. So we'll hinge at the hips, bring your hands to the blocks under your shoulders. And then just be halfway for a second, or you can have your fingers at your shins, just be halfway so you can lengthen the spine. And then exhale, you can fold in. You might even change the level of the blocks. The knees can be bent, so your legs won't be perfectly straight. They'll naturally be a curved spine. You want to keep the spine long and evenly curved, and the belly long. And then we worked on the core some because you also use your core in forward folds. The belly draws up and it takes you a little deeper into the fold. You might even lower the level of the blocks or bring your hands down to the mat. Okay, and then set the blocks to the side, roll yourself up to stand. And then we'll take a little walk to the top of the mat and do a few sun salutation A. So bring your hands to heart center. As you inhale, reach the arms out, around and up. As you exhale, reach the chest forward as you hinge at the hips and fold all the way in. Inhale, fingers to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back with the left foot, follow right, come right into plank with the knees up or down. Press the mat away, draw ribs and navel in, legs are active. And then lower your knees, your thighs, pelvis, belly, chest, toes are untucked. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest, any amount. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, press up and back to down dog. So take a breath here and down dog. Spread fingers wide, firm your outer arms in. Ribs and navel in, stretching hips away from hands. And then gaze forward. Step your feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back with the right foot, follow left, coming into plank. Strong plank with knees up or down. Feel like you want to squeeze the mat in between your hands and feet, squeezing them together. And then slowly lower again. Knees, untuck the toes, thighs, belly, chest. Hands can be under the shoulders or by your low ribs. As you inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, press up and back to down dog. Hands are shoulders distance, feet are hips distance. Take a breath, sigh it out. And then gaze forward, step the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll take a side bend. Interlace your fingers, press the palms forward and up overhead. Press through the feet, go up and over towards the right, side bending, gazing up under the left armpit. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, go up and over to the left. Stretching the right side, gazing up under the right armpit. Okay, then come back to center. Exhale, forward fold, releasing the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with the left foot, follow right plank. Your shoulders are over your wrists. Exhale, lower knees, thighs, pelvis, belly, chest. Inhale, cobra. Not up dog yet. Exhale, lower down, press up and back, down dog. Take a breath here. The heels are heavy. And then gaze forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. We have one more round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with the right foot, follow left plank. Stretching or reaching the heels back. Lower knees, thighs, pelvis, belly, chest. Inhale, cobra. Shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, down dog, taking your time. Nice, and then gaze forward, make your way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet and reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we're going to come into chair pose. So take your big toes together to touch, the heels a little bit apart. Let your fingertips graze the mat, and then sink your hips, reach your arms alongside your ears. Take your butt back, your low belly in and up. And then interlace fingers, roll your shoulders open, lift your chest, and exhale, bow in, chest towards thighs, and then straighten the legs any amount. Letting your fists go overhead any amount. Going inside and just feeling. And then release, come back into chair, sinking the hips, reaching the arms alongside your ears. And then we'll interlace fingers the other way, the way that feels awkward. Roll your shoulders open and exhale, chest towards thighs, forward fold. Let your head go. Knees can be bent as much as you need. And then release your hands down. We'll step back with your left foot coming into a lunge. You can have blocks framing your right foot for a little more space to keep your spine nice and long. The back thigh is not limp like this. It's pressing up towards the ceiling. And then you plant your left hand either to the block or the mat, and you reach your right arm up. Easy twist. Nice. Then the right arm comes down. Reach the arms forward and up. Come into high lunge. Good. So you might have to spin your back heel down into warrior one if you're unsteady, but try maybe taking your right foot a little more over to the right if you're unsteady and firming your inner thighs in. The back leg is slightly internally rotated in towards the body. Nice. And then we open up to warrior two. So spin the back heel down. Outer edge of the back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. Your right knee's tracking towards the pinky toe. You're reaching through the arms and gazing over the right fingertips. Then we come forward, flip your right palm, reverse warrior, keeping the bend in your right knee. Back to warrior two. Slowly straighten your right leg, shift hips back, reach the right arm forward, and then down to your block to the outside of your right foot. Reach the left arm straight up. Draw your low belly in. If you don't need the block, you can take your hand to your ankle, foot, or floor, but make sure your body's not leaning forward, but over your right leg, and you're expanding. Good. Okay, then the hand comes down. We spin the back heel up, come into the lunge, gaze forward, press the back thigh up, and then plant your hands, step back, down dog. Now you can either stay here, bring your knees down to rest, or as you inhale, rock forward to plank, shifting shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower either halfway or all the way down. Inhale, this time you can come into up dog or cobra. And up dog, you're on the tops of the feet. The thighs are lifted. And exhale, roll over your toes or step over the toes. Go back to down dog. Nice. Take a moment here. And then make your way to the top of the mat. As you get there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Second side, we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back to the lunge. Remember, you can have blocks framing your front foot. Your chest reaches forward, your back thigh presses up. Lengthen the spine. And then you plant your right hand either to a block or the mat. Reach your left arm up to twist. Gazing up at the top hand. Exhale the hand down. Take the hands forward and up, coming into high lunge. It's okay if you're unsteady. You can spin that back heel down or heel toe your left foot a little more over to the left so you're on train tracks rather than a tightrope. You come upright as much as you can, drawing your ribs and navel in. You can back out of the bend in your left knee a little bit, firm the inner thighs in. Good. And then open up, warrior two. So left knee's stacked over your left ankle, back leg, you're hugging the muscle to the bone. Left knee towards 90 degrees. Stretching through the arms. And then come forward, flip the left palm, reverse warrior, rebend into your left knee. Come back to warrior two. And then slowly straighten your left leg, shift hips back, reach as far as you can forward, then bring the left hand down to shin block, foot or floor. I like my block on the highest level. It needs to be on the outside of your left foot. Reach your right arm up. Press through your legs, reach through your arms. Really expand. Gaze up towards the top hand. Take one more breath. Okay, and then the right hand comes down. You spin your back heel up. You're back in the lunge. Reaching the chest forward, the back thigh up. And then plant your hands. Step back to down dog. Either stay here, come down to rest, or we inhale to rock forward to plank, making sure shoulders are over, wrists whole plank. And then slowly lower, either halfway or all the way. Inhale up through up dog or cobra. And exhale, take your time, stepping or rolling over the toes, go back to down dog. Take an extra breath here. Maybe even rest in child's pose just for a brief moment. And then if you're in child's pose, make your way to down dog, bend your knees, gaze forward. Bottom of the exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach the arms out, around and up. Exhale, hands to heart, nice work. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back to a lunge. Plant your left hand, reach your right arm up. We're twisting towards the right. Pressing the back thigh up. Exhale, the hand down. This time we'll step the back foot forward a little bit, spin the back heel down, straighten the right leg. If you've got blocks, grab your blocks and come up halfway. So the back foot's on a 45-degree angle. And you're in pyramid, so you want your hips square. For a moment, just let your hips cock out to the right, and then let your hips cock out to the left. And then recenter your hips where you're drawing your right hip back and your left hip forward. You can even see if you can come up halfway, lighten up on your fingertips. See if you can take your hands to your hips and just feel that. Okay, and then exhale, fold in. And then inhale, halfway up. Take the blocks or your hands forward under your shoulders. Float your back foot up, warrior three with the hands down. Roll your outer left hip down. And then stretch, press through the standing leg. Reach through your floated leg, and then see if you can float your hands to heart center. So warrior three, I cheated. I used the wall to steady myself. Take one more breath, really lengthen from crown of the head through your back foot. And then hands come down again. See if you can take your left heel high now to standing split. So beyond the 90-degree angle. Okay, and now land your left foot way back and gently lower the knee. Inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana or knee down lunge. Let your hips shift forward, press through your feet firm, your thighs in. Gaze up, lift your chest. Hands to heart center. Exhale, hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Press the hands together, lift heart to hands. If you want to take it further, tuck the back toes. See if you can lift your back knee, pressing the back thigh up towards the ceiling. Take another breath. Firm your inner thighs in. And then the hands come down. Spin yourself to the long edge of the mat, wide angle fold. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel, your toes are lined up. Take your hands forward for a minute and lengthen the spine, and then exhale, bow in. You'll take your hands under your shoulders if you can, bending your elbows and making a little shelf with the arms. The elbows bend and draw back behind you. And then you'll take the crown of your head towards or to the mat. Keep the legs nice and strong. It's okay to bend the knees if this is a lot, if your hamstrings are tight. Okay, then inhale up halfway, come onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine, and then start to walk yourself back to that lunge at the top of the mat. Hands can be on blocks. Take a breath here, reaching the chest forward, the back thigh up. And then plant your hands, step back, down dog. And then either just stay here, you can bring your knees down and rest in child's pose, or flow mindfully through your vinyasa. So if you're taking the vinyasa, you'll inhale to rock forward to plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhaling to cobra or up dog. And exhale, lift the hips up and back, down dog. So bend the knees, gaze forward. Bottom of the exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. So we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, lead with your chest forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot way back to a lunge. Press the back thigh up. Plant your right hand, reach your left arm up. Easy twist. Exhale the hand down, back to that lunge. We'll build pyramid from the ground up. So spin your back heel flat, back outer edge of the foot on a 45-degree angle, straighten your left leg. Have your blocks if the left leg doesn't easily straighten. So again, come up halfway, let your hips go out to the left, which is what they want to do, and then take them a little too much over to the right, and then square up the hips. So you can even see if you can use the power of your legs to come up halfway and take your hands to your hips and draw manually your left hip back and your right hip forward. Okay, then bring the hands back down and fold over the leg. Just feeling the sensations. Forward folds, take our awareness inward. Svadhyaya, self-study. Okay, and then we'll gaze forward. Bend into your front knee. Take your blocks or your hands down forward of your shoulders. See if you can float the back leg up. Roll your outer right hip down so that if your right foot's flexed, the toes point down. Draw your left hip back and in towards the midline. You're firming your inner thighs in, reaching from the crown of your head out through your back leg. Leg is strong and reaching back. Then see if you can float your hands to your heart and balance in Warrior Three. No worries if you need to keep your hands down. Now the hands come back down and you see if you can reach your right heel high into standing split. Okay, and then land carefully way back. Gently lower the knee. Inhale, reach your arms up as you press through your feet and firm your inner thighs in. Let your hips shift forward and lift your chest. Hands to heart center as you exhale. We twist left, hooking the right elbow outside your left knee. You might even have to move flesh out of the way or use your hand to get the right elbow where it needs to be. And then lift your heart to hands using both your core and a little bit of cranking of the elbow. And then you tuck your back toes and lift your back thigh. And this is a really challenging one. Gaze towards your left elbow. It's the cold. It's being snowed in. And then the hands come down. Walk yourself to that wide angle fold. Whew. Little relief for that left thigh. Make sure your feet are parallel, your toes are lined up. You come up halfway, lengthen. And then you exhale and fold in. You can bring your hands under your shoulders so that you're making a little shelf. Your elbows move towards each other and back. And as best you can, bringing the crown of your head towards or to the mat. Making sure that your hips are over your heels, that you're not rocking way back. Sorry for the butt cam. And then inhale, halfway lift. And then start to walk yourself slowly back to that lunge at the top. Take a moment here. And then plant your hands, step back, down dog. Whew. And then you can either stay here or bring the knees down and rest, or really slow, mindful vinyasa. So we inhale and rock forward to plank, ribs and navel in. Exhale, lower either halfway or all the way down. Untuck the toes. You're on the tops of the feet in cobra or up dog. And then you exhale, slowly step or roll over the toes as you go back. Down dog. Stretching hips and hands away from each other. Okay, and then go ahead and bring the knees down. We'll bring the feet around in front. And we'll set up for Janu Shirshasana. You can either grab a blanket or you can roll up like the edge of your mat and sit on it so that when you sit, your hips, your pelvis is tilted forward a little bit. So you're going to sit in staff pose, sitting up tall. And you bring the left sole of the foot inside your right thigh. Your right toes point up towards the ceiling. You inhale, reach your arms up. And you exhale, forward fold. Now if your back is rounding, don't fold. Just stay upright, stick your butt out, and your work is here. If it's okay to come forward, if your back doesn't round a lot, come forward leading with your chest, using the inhales to lengthen and the exhales to fold in. So take 2 more full cycles of breath, letting the hands fall where they may. If they reach the foot, widen the elbows and use that to draw the chest forward and down. And then inhale, come back up. And then stretch that left leg out, come back into staff pose, sit up tall. And then we bring the left sole of the foot, right sole of the foot inside your left thigh. Your left toes up towards the ceiling, you sit up tall. Inhale, reach the arms up, exhale, fold over the inseam of your left pant leg. Stick your butt out, lead with your heart. Maybe you're upright. If the back is rounding, stay upright. Otherwise, come forward any amount. Soften the jaw, soften the eyes. And then take one more inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow in a little deeper. And then gently come back up. Stretch both legs out into staff. This time we bend the left knee in and set the sole of the foot down. We sit up nice and tall. Left knee up towards the ceiling. Reach your right arm up and lengthen. Exhale, twist towards the left as you grab your left leg, left fingertips behind. You inhale to sit up tall, and you exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. You're taking your left shoulder back. If you want to take it deeper, if it's available, hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Keep your right toes up towards the ceiling. Okay, then gently come back to center. Let the left knee open up again. We'll twist towards the straight leg. And then come back to center, reach the arms up, and exhale, twist towards the open bent knee this time. Just for a breath. And then we gently come forward, stretch your left foot forward. You're sitting up on the edge of your mat or blanket if you have one, so that the pelvis is tilted forward and your low back is keeping that natural inward curve. The right knee, right sole of the foot comes in. Sole of the foot on the mat, right knee up towards the ceiling. Reach your left arm up and lengthen. Exhale, twist, grabbing right knee, right fingertips behind. Inhale again, lengthen up through the crown, and exhale to twist a little deeper, gazing over your right shoulder, drawing your right shoulder back gently. Left toes point up. Okay, and then you can hook that left elbow to the outside of the right knee if it's available. Okay, and then gently release, come back to center. We'll let that knee open up, right knee opens up. We'll twist towards the straight leg, towards the left leg, just for a breath. And then come back to center and twist towards the bent knee. Okay, then gently come back to center. Go to staff pose for a moment, sit up tall, and then bring the soles of the feet together. Let your knees go wide. So we're in Supta Baddha, Baddha Konasana, not Supta, that means reclined. So we'll inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, keep a long spine as you fold, or maybe your fingertips are behind you and you're lifting your chest. That's if your back rounds a lot when you come forward. It's going to round a little bit. That's natural. So it might be nice if you have your blocks here to put them on top of your feet and stack them in whatever configuration you need. to rest your forehead on the blocks. Oh. It's really nice to make contact with that pressure point. Okay, and then with your next inhale, gently come up and we'll come onto your back. So you can move your blanket out of the way. And then come onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock a little side to side. And then set the soles of feet down about hips distance apart. The first option is to have your block press into your feet, lift your hips, place the block under your sacrum on whatever level. You can have it on the short or even second or tallest level, or you can take a more active bridge where your palms are down, you're pressing into the feet, you lift the hips, you interlace your fingers underneath you, and you roll from shoulder to shoulder, and firm your inner thighs in, and breathe. And then if you're in your supported bridge and it feels good, just stay there. If you're in a more active bridge, go ahead and slowly lower upper, middle, low back. And then again, soles of feet together, knees wide. You can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart if you'd like, and just feel the breath as the hands move up with the inhale and sink with each exhale. Okay, and then we'll set up for another bridge, either with the blocks or not. So place your feet hips distance. I think I'm going to do a supported one this time. If you have a block, you'll place it under the sacrum. If not, arms alongside the body. You inhale, lift your hips up, either stay there or interlace fingers underneath you. Firm your inner thighs in. If you're in that active bridge. And whenever you're ready to come out of the active bridge, you can come out. And you can bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees go wide, everyone, again. Resting here a moment. Okay. And then we'll take the hands to the outsides of the thighs. Gently bring the knees into the chest. Take the left sole of the foot down to the mat, interlace fingers behind your right thigh and stretch your right foot up towards the ceiling. Now you can keep your left sole of the foot down or stretch that leg long. Just keep the leg active. If you've got a strap, you can take the strap around the ball of your right foot. I didn't tell you to have all these props handy, but it's always good to have them. I probably need one. I need to back off. The leg can be at 90 degrees if that's easy to straighten. Again, we don't want to just crank it in there. You want to be lengthening this right hip forward and drawing it into the body. It wants to cock out to the side. If you're maybe back off a little bit and press that back thigh forward into the hamstring, down into the hip socket. And then release. We'll take the right sole of the foot down to the mat. We hug the left knee in. Interlace fingers behind your right thigh. Stretch it up towards the ceiling. Oh, and either stay here or stretch your right leg long and keep the right toes pointing up so the right leg stays active. And then you're lengthening that left hip forward, a little bit in towards the midline, just energetically. It's very subtle. Very subtle. And then you're pressing your left thigh bone forward into the hamstring and down into the hip socket. Still firming the inner thighs in a little. Okay, and then release. Hug both knees in, rock a little side to side. We'll take half happy baby. So you can keep, again, you're grabbing the outer edge of your right foot. You can keep your left knee bent with the left sole of the foot on the mat, or stretch your left leg long. Right sole of the foot is flexed up towards the ceiling, like you're going to stamp the ceiling. Left hand can be on your left thigh to kind of ground that left butt cheek as best you can. If this is really hard, grab your ankle or your shin, or even take the strap around the ball of the foot. Okay, then hug that right knee in and take it over to the left for a twist, letting your right arm go out to a T and gazing over the right shoulder. Letting your shoulders relax. And with each exhale, it's releasing into the twist a little more. Okay, then gently come back to center. We'll hug the left knee in and either keep this right sole of the foot on the mat, keep it there to start, grab the outer edge of your left foot, then maybe you extend your right leg. You're taking your left knee down towards your left armpit, so half happy baby. And grab your ankle or your shin if it's too much on your left hip. It's a really, really deep hip stretch, so take it easy, especially with, I never really warmed up because it's so cold outside and in this room. So take it easy on yourself. You don't have to push. Send the breath to that left hip. Ground your right butt cheek as best you can. Steady, slow, even deep breath. And then hug your left knee in and take it over to the right for the twist, letting your left arm go out to a T and gazing over the left shoulder. Each exhale, release a little more tension. Okay, then gently come back to center. Full happy baby now. Maybe it'll be easy after half happy baby. Take hold of the outer edges of your feet, or your ankles, or your shins, or your thighs. The knees move down towards your armpits. You can rock your baby as long as you're not real rounded on your back. You might topple over. And that's fine if you do. Okay, and then any final movements before Shavasana? Anything that would make your Shavasana a little sweeter. And I'm going to cover up with my blanket for Shavasana. In Shavasana, the knees can be bent or the feet stretched out long on your mat. If you need to put socks on, you can. Take your glasses off if you have them. You can turn your lights off if you want. Just make sure you're comfortable. Lengthen your low back on the mat and draw your shoulder blades towards each other and down the back. Let your hands and feet flop out. Your palms are turned up so you're open to receive the insights of your practice. And the niyama we talked about was the Sanskrit word is svadhyaya, which means self-study. Yoga helps us get to know ourselves so we can act rather than react. Can become an observer to our thoughts, and not every thought is helpful. So when we can kind of step back and observe and see that, then we can start to recognize when harmful thoughts come up and we need to question those, combat them. So let the thoughts go and let the body go, the arms and the legs. I'll let you rest here in silence for a minute.